76-year-old Valentina has got used to the gunfire and shelling close by. She built her house with her mother, and she's lived here more than 50 years.
The house will cry for me if I leave. I would feel like I am betraying my home if I go. I will sit here until they bomb me. The house looks at me and sees that I am still alive, and so it lives on too.
Valentina talks to her friend who brings her bread every day. There's been no electricity here for months. She has no cellar to hide in when the shelling starts. Is that firing coming in this direction or going out? She nervously asks. She says when her neighbour's house was hit, shrapnel from the blast shot through her wall, narrowly missing her sister who was lying on her bed.
Sometimes the shrapnel is flying and I think, where do I hide? Do I stand in the corner or do I stand in the street? They are bombing. Sometimes they shell for 4 to 5 hours non-stop.
Virtually every house in Valentina's neighbourhood has been damaged in the fighting. Thousands of families once lived here. Now only stray dogs roam these streets. A ceasefire was signed in February. Valentina is the only person still living on this street. Everybody else has either been evacuated or has left on their own accord. Now it's been 5 months since that ceasefire was signed, and the fighting in this neighbourhood and the surrounding area continues almost every day. The fighting may be less intense than before the February ceasefire was signed, but people are still forced to leave their homes in areas where the violence continues. Tamara, her daughter Anna, and granddaughter Sasha have fled the shelling where they live. They show us the room they will move into at this shelter. Tamara's other daughter and her 7-month-old baby will join them in the coming days.
It's terrible. We are innocent and have never hurt anyone. We live peacefully and now we are homeless. I had a simple house and it was mine, but now I'm old and I have nothing.
The pro-Russian separatists are increasingly nervous about talking to journalists. A fighter at this checkpoint said, "Tell the world there are no Russian soldiers here, but we wish they would come." The United Nations says more than 1 million people have been forced to flee their homes since the fighting in Ukraine started. There are only a few people like Valentina prepared to die rather than abandon the little they own. Charles Stratford, Al Jazeera, Donetsk, eastern Ukraine.